It's Tuesday, and that means it's time now for our weekly Hot Jobs report.
It's brought to you by Workforce Solutions of the Coastal Bend.
We begin in Alice, where there is an opening for a lead instructor of corporate programs. The pay begins at $70,000 per year, plus benefits. An associate's degree or certifications in the related field are required. Duties include helping with assessment and evaluation of classroom learning. Over in Kingsville, a water supervisor is needed. Pay ranges from $42,000 to $61,000 per year. 7 years prior experience, computer skills, and a high school diploma are required. The position will be in charge of overseeing projects and verifying compliance with city, state, and federal guidelines. It also includes maintaining and repairing the water distribution system. A residential appraiser is needed in Corpus Christi. All that is required is a high school education and a valid Texas driver's license. Pay ranges from $40,000 to $48,000 a year. Previous experience in an appraisal district or tax office is desirable. Knowledge of computer programs with geographic information systems is also needed. And there is an opening for a medical assistant in Three Rivers. Pay starts at a little more than $12 per hour. 2 years of medical assistant work and training as a medical assistant is required. The job duties include recording medical history, checking vital signs, and test results in medical records. A background check will be completed for qualified candidates. And finally, in Beeville, a fusion pipe welder is wanted, with pay ranging between $18 and $28 an hour, depending on experience. 2 years pipe welding work experience is required. Candidates should have computer skills, operate safety equipment, and use safe work habits. The job requires welding components in flat, vertical, or overhead positions. For more information about these jobs and others, contact Workforce Solutions of the Coastal Bend at 888-860-JOBS or visit workintexas.com.